Welcome to Dice and Mythos, your doorway into the dark corners of the world of darkness. Today, we invite you to imagine a reality where ancient vampires quietly steer the course of empires, corporations, and governments from behind the scenes. In Vampire the Masquerade, no clan epitomizes that aristocratic dominance quite like the Ventrue. Known as the Clan of Kings, they truly believe their blood entitles them to rule. Dive in with us as we explore their story and the shadowy power they wield. According to their own legends, the Ventrue descend from a mysterious third-generation vampire, sometimes called Ventrue. In the distant past, their earliest children were kings and senators in ancient Babylon, Sparta, and Rome. They claim they taught the Spartans discipline, wrote laws for the Romans, and steered the fortunes of Francia and the British Empire. To be Ventrue is to be born to leadership. This expectation begins at embrace. Potential children are tested for years. Only mortals already familiar with power and wealth, aristocrats, CEOs, generals, are even considered. Once embraced, a Ventrue must learn their lineage by heart. Formal greetings involve reciting your sire, grandsire, and notable deeds of your ancestors. Failure to remember is seen as an insult. Even their feeding habits reinforce elitism. Each Ventrue develops a refined palate. One might drink only from poets, another only from military veterans. Feeding from the wrong type can make them violently ill. They are also cursed with arrogance. In stressful situations, they feel an irresistible urge to give orders, and resisting that urge weakens them. By the Middle Ages, the Ventrue had entrenched themselves across Europe. They were feudal lords, bankers, and advisors to kings. But their dominance was threatened in the 15th century when younger clans rebelled during the Anarch Revolt. Bruges and Gangrel neonates rose up against elder tyranny, burning havens and openly defying their sires. To save what they saw as the natural order, the Ventrue elder Hardestad convened representatives from 7 clans: Ventrue, Toreador, Brucha, Tremere, Gangrel, Malkavian, and Nosferatu at the Convention of Thorns. There they codified the traditions, outlawed cannibalism and open war on elders, and formed the Camarilla. This secret society would police all vampires, enforce the masquerade, and maintain elder control. The Ventrue took seats on its inner circle and have largely dominated it ever since. Hardestad's own Shieldie impersonated him and ran the sect for centuries until Brugha rebels destroyed him in 2012. Over the following centuries, the Ventrue prospered. During the Renaissance and colonial era, they steered merchant guilds and chartered companies, turning their wealth into influence. They invested in banking during the Industrial Revolution and manipulated nation-states to maintain the masquerade. Not all Ventrue agreed on methods. Some flirted with religious inquisitions, others dabbled in the occult. But the clan's grip never truly slipped until the late 20th century. As the 20th century closed, the Camarilla and Sabbat waged a bitter sect war for control of cities in the Americas. The Ventrue financed Camarilla campaigns, but global politics brought unexpected dangers. After 9/11, governments began scrutinizing shadowy bank accounts and terrorist networks. Evidence of centuries-old accounts and secret communications exposed vampires to mortal intelligence agencies. This Second Inquisition raided havens across Europe, destroying even the Tremere's Vienna Chantry. In response, the Camarilla, guided by Ventrue elders, cut off online communications, threw thin bloods and anarchs to the wolves, and doubled down on secrecy. Meanwhile, the mystical beckoning lured many elders to the Middle East, leaving cities leaderless. The 2012 Conclave of Prague marked another turning point. There, Bruja Archons Theobald learned that the Camarilla planned to sacrifice anarchs and Sabbat to the Second Inquisition. Enraged, he shot Hardestad and Peter Zune, 2 of the Ventrue architects of the sect, with incendiary rounds in front of the assembled elders. Hardestad's death and Peter Zune's disappearance triggered a mass Bruja defection from the Camarilla. In the chaos that followed, the Ventrue invited the La Sombra, former Sabbat warlords, to join the Camarilla under harsh conditions, desperate to shore up their ranks. The clan emerged bruised but still in control. To understand the Ventrue in the modern Knights, you don't have to look any farther than Chicago. The city is the Camarilla's crown jewel in North America, and for generations it has been shaped, scarred really, by Ventrue influence. For most of the 20th century, Chicago was ruled by Prince Lodin, a tyrannical and politically savvy Ventrue who tightened his grip on the city with brutal efficiency. Many believe he was destroyed in the War of Chicago, but that isn't true. Lodin survived, though barely. He was grievously wounded, driven into hiding, and eventually resurfaced as a shattered, half-mad creature whispered about as Sir Olaf, the one-eyed king. A tragic reminder of how far a prince can fall. In the aftermath of Lodin's disappearance, the city did not remain leaderless for long. Kevin Jackson, another Ventrue, rose to claim praxis and restore stability. One of his first acts was reinstating the Elysium laws that had kept Chicago's undead society in check for decades. No violence on sacred ground, and open access for all kindred seeking neutral territory. Jackson rules with a mix of charisma and force, maintaining a fragile balance among the city's factions. His seneschal, Alan Sovereign, manages Chicago's financial arteries, while industrial titan Horatio Ballard continues to bankroll and influence Ventrue interests from the shadows. Together, they represent the modern face of Ventrue power in a city that still bears the ghost of its fallen king. Even Chicago's cultural landmarks bear their influence. The Garfield Park Conservatory thrives under Ventrue patronage, and the Neo-Futurist Theater is a Toreador gem recognized as neutral ground because of Ventrue diplomacy. Life among the Ventrue remains steeped in ritual. Children are groomed for leadership and must prove themselves before being presented to the prince. Wealth isn't just comfort, it's a weapon. Ventrue own banks, corporations, and political offices. They conduct meetings in boardrooms and drawing rooms, rarely breaking decorum. Behind the scenes, a secret council called the Directorate guides the clan's agenda, deciding which cities to support and when to absorb rival clans. Not all Ventrue accept this hierarchy. Some join the Anarchs as free Ventrue, rejecting lineage worship and using their skills to become barons and warlords on their own terms. Mechanically, Ventrue excel at dominating minds, with the disciplines of Dominate, Fortitude, and Presence. Dominate lets them command mortals and vampires alike, erase memories, and even force a victim to kill themselves. Fortitude bolsters their resilience, allowing them to shrug off wounds. Presence lets them awe and inspire, but these powers come at a price. Their refined palates mean they must hunt a specific kind of victim, and their arrogance compels them to assert control in tense situations. Many famous vampires wear the Ventrue crest. Hardestad, of course, founded the Camarilla. The Venetian elder Fiorenza Savona manipulates global politics to keep wealthy vampires in power. Lucinde, Justicar of Clan Ventrue, hunts criminals on the Camarilla's red list. Countless princes like Mithras of London or Kyle Strathcona of Montreal bear Ventrue blood, though many elders have vanished due to the Beckoning or the Second Inquisition. Throughout Vampire the Masquerade's history, the Ventrue have shaped the fate of vampire society. Their belief in noblesse oblige and their right to rule birthed the Camarilla's traditions and kept the Masquerade alive. Today, even as the Second Inquisition hunts them and younger vampires chafe at their rule, the Ventrue adapt. They open their doors to La Sombra defectors, tighten security, and wield their wealth like a shield. For better or worse, they remain the aristocrats of the night, steering the world of darkness from behind the scenes. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the Clan of Kings, don't forget to like the video, subscribe for more World of Darkness lore, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an update. Thanks for watching, and remember, in the night's eternal dance, someone always pulls the strings.